You hear me, Netflix? You're trying to cancel Punisher season 2? Not on my watch. Ah! It's the fake cum people, okay? Anyway, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy Knifeface, getting ready to dive into The Punisher Season 2, my full review. Before I dive into spoilers, I'm going to give you my non-spoiler thoughts, the pros and cons, positives and negatives of this season. So it's going to be spoiler-free before we get into the good stuff, the spoilers. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to recap the whole season, not episode by episode, but some of the better episodes, in my opinion, that stand out to me and highlight some moments and all that jazz. So, yeah, let's get started, guys. So, I was looking forward to this show, especially with all the Marvel TV show properties being canceled. RIP Daredevil. Why? Yeah, Netflix is axing all their Marvel shows, and I'm afraid, especially after seeing this season, this is going to be one of them. Um, right off the bat, I thought this was solid. I enjoyed this season. However, I have to say the storyline here was very weak, in my opinion. The villain, John Pilgrim in particular, wasn't very memorable, wasn't that fleshed out. I mean, they tried, but it just didn't work out. And the storyline of him and, involving this senator, without getting too spoilery, and then this girl that Frank ends up protecting, that's the driving force of this season, kind of gets sidelined and becomes a subplot that you just, in my opinion, don't care about by the end. By the time the season starts wrapping up, you just don't care about the storyline whatsoever. And I feel like season one was far better, more grounded, more focused. And I do miss Micro. That's one of the biggest negatives. Micro is not in this season, and you kind of feel it. The girl is fine. At first, she was a little annoying. Her character progressed a little bit better. Amy Bendix, the girl that Frank Castle befriends and he starts to protect. It's very basic because really that's how it really starts off, like without spoiling anything. To summarize this entire plot line of this season, Frank Castle walks into a bar. This girl's in trouble. He saves her and continues to protect her throughout the season. That's it. Really. I mean, there's some stuff here and there revolving around Billy Russo. We'll get to that. But yeah, it's not as impactful or emotional like the first season. I felt like also Frank Castle's character arc in this season wasn't as strong as the first season, in my opinion. Even though Jon Bernthal continues to be the best part of this show, he's really what keeps you watching. And really, in season one, I kept binging all the episodes here. It was kind of a chore. I'm not gonna lie. There are some episodes that get bogged down and it kind of started meandering. You're just like, okay, where's this going? At least that's how I felt. I know a lot of people will say that season two is way better than season one because there's far more action, there's far more fight scenes, and it has some momentum going, a lot more momentum, sorry, than season one, and I could totally see that. Totally see that, which is true. I will say one of the biggest pros of the season are the action sequences, the fight scenes, the choreography. It's much better than in season one, in my opinion, even though it doesn't come close to the greatness on a technical level like Daredevil season 3. That prison fight, yo. But still, Frank Castle is great seeing him kick ass and just wreck shit. Like, it's great. It's brutal, it's unflinching, it's violent as it should be. One thing I did like in the first episode is that he fights female assassins, and knowing the world we live in, how it operates, they could have easily been like, "Ooh, we can't do that. We can't have Frank Castle punching female assassins in the face, even though they're trying to kill him." But they do. And it's all the better for his character because Frank Castle in the comics he don't give no f's, no qualms. He don't care what gender you are, what race, where you're from, where you've been. As long as you baddie, you're a bad guy, he gonna take your ass out. That's how Frank Castle should be, and Jon Bernthal is so good. He excels at that. He continues to impress. As for Billy Russo, we all know he was coming back. At first, I wasn't bothered by his scars. Everyone's complaining that he should have more scars because I thought they were gonna delve into his like psychological mind. It was gonna be like that. He's psychologically traumatized from that, and we do get that this season, but not enough of it. And I do feel like he should have been scarred more, especially the way his character story arc wrapped up, and it was kind of anticlimactic the way the Billy Russo and Frank Castle confrontation and conflict resolved. It left me wanting more. It was a little underwhelming, to be honest. But when he was the central focus of the season, the second half, that's the best moments of the season. Between Frank Castle and Billy Russo, that bad blood, that friction. Because they were brothers in arms, and all that comes back into play, and it's great. It's really great. So we'll delve into that into the spoilers. Yeah, overall, I'm gonna have to give this season a 7.5 out of 10. I didn't think I was gonna go a little low. I was gonna give it an 8, but just the way that final episode wrapped up, it was just like, yeah, okay. A lot of stuff was convenient. There was better consistency, sorry, in season one. And I miss Micro. I miss the hell out of the actor. He played him so good in season one. I miss that banter between Micro and Frank. Yeah, they had much better interplay and chemistry than the little girl. What's her name? I even forget her name. Amy and Frank. Because at first she was annoying. I found her character annoying. Then later on, her character became a little bit better, more tolerable. Yeah, I just wish they did more this season than just focus on Frank protecting a little girl. It sounds too conventional, like nothing special, and yeah, very basic, and yeah. But yeah, it was a serviceable season. What bums me out is that this may be the last season, and instead of a strong fuck yeah no, it ends on a okay kind of note, in my opinion, of course. But let's dive into spoilers. All right, episode one. I really dug. I was like, oh yeah, Frank Castle on the road. He meets this bartender chick. They have sex, which is great to see Frank Castle getting some because he's always down because he's lost so much. The guy needs a break. He needs a win, and he gets it with this bartender lady, and she's quite nice. She got her own son, and it's great seeing that. It just sucks that it gets tossed aside because of the plot protecting this little girl. That's what I'm saying. We get a great fight in the bar, especially in the bathroom at first when he starts fighting those female assassin chicks. He just starts punching them in the face like you don't give no fucks. That was great. Him using his belt as a weapon and doing some CQC close quarters combat. Fight choreography is great still. Um, and I heard that Jon Bernthal actually, I think he broke his thumb in that fight, which is great. A lot of commitment. I like it when actors do their own stunts. So yeah, he really commits to this role, guys, and he's great in it. Yeah, then we get introduced to John Pilgrim. He comes in, and they don't really establish how he has all these connections. Well, they kind of do, but I don't know. He just has so much connection, so like an endless army of henchmen at his disposal. You're just like, whoa, what the hell? What are you? What kind of government is this? You find out later on, but you're just like, okay, that was it. Yeah, Josh Stewart, the actor who plays John Pilgrim, I really do like the actor. Um, and it's not the actor's fault. He does a fantastic job for what he's given. It's the way the character was written, the writing. It's just like, you know. Yeah, we'll skip episode two after that crazy shenanigans after the throwdown in the bar. It was like fucking Patrick Swayze, sorry, in Roadhouse. I mean, the bouncer even gets in on it, but he gets like fucking shanked a lot of times. That was brutal. Uh, his bartender lady friend gets shot, which is unfortunate. Thank God she lived. We never get to revisit her, which is a fucking bummer. Spoilers, by the way. I don't know if I threw in the spoiler warning, but spoilers. I'll put it in the description if I didn't. We're in spoilers now. But yeah, he wipes out so many of these goons. I love when he put the knife on the table. He slammed that guy's head on the fucking knife. That was great. When he picked up the barrel, smashed that guy's face in. Fantastic kills throughout the season. So that's another positive. Yeah, so we get episode two of season two, and it just focuses on the girl, being a fucking brat and just giving Frank a hard time. She don't want to tell him shit, which is annoying because we don't find out what her story, what her backstory is, what her tie-in to this, unknown organization trying to kill her, what for and why. We don't find out till later on in the episodes, and it's a little infuriating. I wish we would find out more. And she just playing so difficult where she don't really need to be, especially for the guy that just saved her life. Come on, So Frank has to tie her to the bed. He has to go through all this bullshit with her. Yeah, he gets shot in the ass. That's something I haven't seen since Bad Boys 2. So yeah, that was totally something different. I'm sure the ladies won't mind seeing Jon Bernthal's ass, butt cheeks, but she has to take the bullet out and all that. So I appreciate the realism there. He even says it like, "I've never been shot in the ass before," So that's Frank for you. Oh, shit. That's another day in the life of the Punisher. Yeah, but I thought it was great the way this season started. Uh, just Frank wandering the road, especially after getting another chance from Madani from last season. They declare him dead. They give him a new identity. He's going as Pete something something. I don't know how to say his last name. And it's great. And I really love the genuine, tender moments between him and his bartender friend. I really love those moments. And man, I just wish we would have got more of that. I wish he would have stuck out around more instead of getting this conventional basic gotta protect the girl, Leon the professional fucking shit. But that's what we got, and episode 3 was better. This is one of my favorite episodes of the season. When they get to the police station, after they get in another shootout with these goons, and one of the female assassins, she gets left alive. She gets shot by Frank, and he was about to torture her for information, but the cops intervene, and I like the main sheriff, the black guy. His character is really good. I like that he's like an honest cop and all that, and then you get John Pilgrim, all of his, assassins in the woods, and it's like an assault on Precinct 13 kind of scenario where they have the more firepower, the more manpower against like 4 cops in a police station with, of course, the Punisher thrown in to the mix. And I really like that sequence, them breaking in and doing all kinds of things. Um, you know, John Pilgrim shooting that one cop in the gut, use him as bait. If they don't, release the girl and the Punisher, then he's gonna die, and it'll be on him. And I really like that. So that was a really strong episode. Episode 3 was one of my favorites, with the cops in the police station versus John Pilgrim and the goons. Then Madani comes into play. She, swoops in really with the helicopter, saves the day, and off they go to New York. Then we get more with Billy Russo. He escapes the hospital in the most convenient fucking way, with a fucking mask. I mean, come on, Like, I have to say, you have to really suspend disbelief in this season. His like relationship with his like, what the fuck was her name? Krista Demont, Dr. Demont. Yeah. How convenient was that this chick turned out to be just as batshit crazy as Billy Russo? Yeah, I guess I liked their relationship, but it was just so convenient for the plot. It just they didn't really think things through. Like in the writing department here, you just kind of threw those two together and had her take him in as a reason for him to not be caught easily, because it's New York. Come on, it's fucking New York City. There's cameras everywhere. There's so many fucking people. It was one of the most heavily populated cities in America. You're telling me you can't recognize this fucking guy's mugshot with all the scars? Come on. So, and he's just walking around. He's on a fucking bus. He's doing all kinds of shit. He's at a bar. The bartender doesn't even fucking. The TV is literally on. You see his face. You see his face, and I thought we would get a moment where the bartender looks at him like, "Hey, you look familiar," but we never get that. Like I said, the writing in season 1 is better. The storyline is better in season 1. But whatever. Billy gets out. Madani's convinced that he's just bullshitting, putting on an act. of not really remembering. But and I thought she was right. I thought she was totally right not to trust him. That he really was pretending, but he wasn't. He really lost his memory. He has dreams of the skull, the Punisher skull, and all he remembers is the time served in the military with Curtis, who comes back. It was great seeing Curtis. I really like his character, and Frank. That's all the memories he has left. So it was interesting. I like the way that started off, but then it just gets kind of messy and muddled with Billy Russo's character. Yeah. So let's all right, episode 3. We get into episode 4. Let's see here. Episode 4. I can't see. That's what I'm saying. Like we start getting to these episodes once they're in New York, and I was gonna skip through them. Episode 4, 5, and 6. This is where it starts getting kind of tedious. Excuse me. I'm really trying to remember what happened. I think okay. Frank and the girl beat up this pedophile in one episode, one opening. And he should have killed them in true Punisher style, but he doesn't because of the little girl. And I was just like, oh, really? But okay. They burned down his studios. Oh, this is where they print out the pictures. And we see that it has to do with the senator's son. And that comes into play later. But like I said, it's just the way everything comes together. It's not in the best way possible. Really, John Pilgrim is just in the fucking background. I totally forgot. Was so disinterested by this point as the episodes progressed about John Pilgrim. We kept coming back to him like, remember, he's still the bad guy of the season. Really don't feel like it. Just I felt like he should have killed him in episode 3. He should have been done away with that villain. He's just so throwaway, so misused and meh. And we try to get some backstory on him. Like I don't know, his wife is sick. He used to be like a fucking neo-Nazi, and then he became Amish, and he found God, and it's just like, what? Okay, sorry, it's just yeah, and he's just going around killing people, tying up loose ends. Frank goes to this Russian gym, which was one of the best parts of the season, and just tunes up these guys, these heavy fucking Russian, Ivan Drago fucking bodybuilders. He just starts demolishing these dudes with dumbbells and weight discs, and just fucking is great. I love that episode. I think that was episode 5, One Eye Jacks, and we get to see Turk, the return of Turk. Basically, Marvel Netflix, Nick Fury in a sense. Yeah, that's Turk for you. He's in almost every season of the Netflix Marvel shows, and it was great seeing him back. I'm glad he didn't die. I'm glad Frank came back. But it was funny at first when he's on the phone and Frank knows it's a trap. And he just don't give a shit. He's just eating pizza. So he's just like, yeah, whatever. Turk is a bullshitter. He take care of himself. Yeah, I like that. He didn't kill this Russian guy because he had a daughter, and I was like, okay. And it's just like moments like that where he let the pedophile go and the Russian go. I understand he's not in full Punisher mode, but I just figured why would he let him go? I mean, just come on, I know because the little girl, but he could just told her to wait outside. I mean, in later episodes, he kills like these criminals in front of her. He doesn't bat an eye, but whatever. Um, yeah, so later on, John Pilgrim kills that Russian guy anyway, so I was like, all right. So once we get more into the Billy Russo, he starts, forming his own group, his own posse, with all these jarheads, these ex-Marine guys from Curtis's group, of course. Then he hit this bank. We get this exciting bank robbery. I think it's episode 7 and 8. One Bad Day is episode 7. Episode 8, My Brother's Keeper. Solid episodes. The way episode 7 ended was fucking awesome. With the Punisher was like, Billy Russo! He shows the bloody Punisher skull. The best, I think, is the same vest he wore when he fought Billy. It has to be with the bullet holes. The blood is still there. That was fucking awesome. You see Billy having the post-traumatic stress, like, oh shit, because he starts having those nightmares, recurring nightmares of the Punisher logo, the skull. And oh man, from there, the episode ends and then picks up in the next episode with the car chase. Billy Russo just like he has like this fucking machine gun, just unloading with this like drum magazine, like shooting like 100 rounds. Really intense shootout with the cops, with excuse me, with Frank in pursuit. I really enjoyed all that. That action sequence was spectacular. Billy really losing his shit. He offs two of his guys. Well, one of his guys, the other guy who worked at the bank, kills him. And then from there on, they start setting up this plan to trap the Punisher and make him suffer. And this fucking therapist, what is her name? The Dumont, Dr. Dumont. Yeah, she has this whole thing where she has fucking vertigo, so she's like leaning out the window, like, oh. And she has all these scars. They have all this crazy sex, and they relate because they're both psychologically and physically fucking scarred. And they like live through pain and all this. I don't know. It's just the way it was done. It was just so unbelievable, fucking convenient. That he would have her fall for him, in order for him to have a place, a safe haven to hide out, because he's a wanted man in fucking New York. Come on. Um, and I do like Madani. Um, yeah, I do like her story arc here. She's still very useful character in a sense. Uh, and then her back and forth with Mahoney, the officer in Daredevil, the honest cop. I like that episode where she accidentally shot him, which was great. Little comedic moment there. But yeah, she's still so obsessed with Billy, wanting to kill him, and having. She has like this character, dilemma where she's unsure if she wants him dead or she wants him captured. And yeah, for her character arc, her storyline, it kind of gets repetitive. But yeah, not a lot of memorable stuff here. We get one scene where Frank, I think this is after the shootout with Billy Russo, he's hiding in this trailer with the little girl. He comes back and she tries to do this move he taught her, and he just fucking snaps. He's like, "What the fuck did I tell you?" Yeah. And she's like, "Yeah." And Curtis is like, "Hey, Frank, take it easy. Now, calm the fuck down. Go take a walk." Yeah, I don't fucking need none of you guys. I don't need none of you. I know, it's like over the top right there. But, like, I don't know. I felt like the script is had to ask Frank to just lose his shit at that moment, to have this character dilemma with him. Like, oh, Frank is crossing the line here. And in a sense, he was. I just wish it was better delivered in the script. That's just me. Sounds like I'm really bogging down on this season. I still really enjoyed it. Like I just said, just some character decisions, story decisions don't work for me. When we get to episode 9, I believe episode 9, was it Fluster Cluck? Cluster Fuck should have been the name of the episode, but anyway. No, episode 10. I really like this episode with Frank storming Billy Russo's hideout with the army guys, with the vets, and it was a trap. They unload on him with shotguns, and they had the lights spasming out of control. And yeah, they caused him like some psychological like warfare scarring there, just fucking with him. Billy's trying to get into his head, and because of what Madani said to the therapist, she reported back to Billy. It's how you get him. And they fucked him up in that episode. It was great. It was horrifying too to watch. Billy Russo get the upper hand, and because he wants it to suffer. He wants Frank to go through what he went through. And I like that moment with Billy, that he doesn't remember why the Punisher wants to kill him. All he remembers are the good moments with him, and I like that. He just doesn't know why. He always says, "I don't know the reasons why." So I did like that characterization of Billy Russo. I just wish we got more out of him. If not kill him off, but we'll get to that. So at episode 10, they really mess with the Punisher. That he's all bloodied up. I mean, they stab him, they beat him to almost to a bloody pulp to death. He gets out. He's in pursuit. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'll pull out my little toy machine gun here, but we got enough of that. But you get the picture. He's just, pull Punisher mode, war crying, just unloading. Fuck you, Billy. And he shoots this like fucking office. And when he goes up there, there's these three dead prostitutes, and I didn't buy it for a second. I'm just like, really? I'm fucking convenient. Come on, it's a setup, Frank. Come on, but no, Frank takes the fall. He's like, oh, what did I do? Yeah, which is unfortunate. Which, okay, um, I understand the plan, but I don't know. I think Frank fell for that too easily. I know he was in the best mental state, so yeah, it was kind of believable, but it just again slowed it down. We get Karen fucking Page coming up in here. Like, hey guys, remember me? I'm a lawyer. I'm a reporter, all fucking sassy. Like, stop, Karen. Okay, you got your moment to shine. You got a fucking episode in season 3 of Daredevil titled Karen. What more do you want? Okay, stop hogging off the spotlight. Let my boy Frank get the attention he deserves. Okay, I'm just like, come on. We really, really didn't need her in this episode, in my opinion. But whatever. She shows up just to give her fucking shoes to that creepy guy who works in the morgue downstairs. Whatever. That was just random. Too, by the way. Of course, they find out that yeah, Billy was the one that killed those prostitutes and just staged it, set it up, so that way Frank could just feel like, oh, I killed innocent people. Oh, I'm a piece of shit. Fuck, and take the fall for it. But it doesn't work out. He escapes because some random Irish fucking cop shows up. Hey, remember me? No, we don't fucking remember. You are your people that Frank killed last season. Or maybe Daredevil season 2. Okay, whatever. But yeah, it was great seeing the girl sneak in as a nurse. Too easy, by the way. Everybody just gets away with shit in this season. You notice that? I don't know why. I guess a lot of people won't be bothered by it because it's a show about the Punisher. I get it, but I feel like the Punisher should be grounded like season 1 was. It just felt more authentic than in season 2. But okay, so we move on from that. Frank escapes. Then fucking John Pilgrim decides like check to watch. Oh, I better get back in the show before they forget about me. Yeah, because I fucking did. And all he's doing is he's getting blown in a fucking hotel room, sipping on Jack Daniels. That's all he's been doing. Just okay. His wife passes away. Um, the senator's dad is behind it. He's the one that hired John Pilgrim. I suppose because I really wasn't paying attention as much with that story, especially that scene where they're just fucking playing golf. Like, son, like yeah, like I don't want to hear your life lessons to your closeted son. I don't want like I don't care about that. I just didn't care for that storyline. It gets sidelined so badly. It just becomes a nuisance, like a plot thread that just needs to be cut. Like that's how I feel about it. Just stick to the Billy Russo stuff. That's what they should have stuck with. But anyway, that gets put on pause, and you go back to this. He's still hanging around. Yeah, and then the last episode, the Whirlwind, episode 12. Well, actually, episode 12, I did like the scene with Mahoney or Mahoney, the honest cop, Mahoney, and Frank in the ambulance truck. He just takes Frank. He's like, oh, I'm sick of you, Frank. I'm doing it my way, baby. And yeah, the ambulance goes off the highway, the fucking interstate, and it crashes down. But he saves them. Mahoney can't shoot him. He has a little point break moment where he's like, ah! Well, he doesn't fire his gun in the air, but he can't shoot Frank, of course. He's an honest cop, Um, what I did like about episode 12 was Madani finally gets her something to do. Her moment to shine. She confronts that bitch crazy therapist and throws her out the fucking window, rightfully so, which was hilarious because we get a shot of her going like this, like, ah! So she splat on the floor. I feel like she should have fucking died, but she don't die. I don't know why. Water good for you. Anyway, she don't die. It just felt like fucking Fatal Attraction when I was watching that scene. She coming at her with the knife. and Madani and her fighting, and the tea kettle's going off, like it makes that loud ass annoying sound, like "Reep." I don't know, it just gave me Fatal Attraction vibes. But yeah, she gets rid of her. Billy comes in with the flowers, which is hilarious. He's just like, "What have you done to my woman?" He goes up there. The next episode starts, and she like, what the fuck? Like, she just shoots Billy twice in the gut, and once in the fucking arm. He chokes her out, and I'm thinking, okay, they just killed each other. What? But Madani, she's alive. Okay, she's alive. Everyone's alive. Everyone that was supposed to be dead ended up being alive. How convenient. Like I said, this season was very convenient. That's one thing that bothered me a lot. Now that I think of it, yeah, and Billy, he hires some fucking doctor from the hostel with the shaking hands to do the GSW, the gunshot wounds, operate on him, take the bullets out. Then he like leaves him in a dumpster. Then he calls Curtis up. Then he's in his basement. Then I know I'm skipping ahead because fuck the John Pilgrim stuff. We'll get to that. Then Frank just casually comes up to him. He sees him, and Billy's like, "I'm glad it's you, Frank. Who was the?" That's it. The end. Jigsaw is fucking dead. That's it. This is just it's just as bad as what happened in Glass. I won't spoil what happened in Glass because yeah, if you see Glass, you know where I'm getting at with the way Billy went out. Yeah, I don't like that. I guess it's more realistic. I guess it's like the writers were like, okay, and what do we do from here? And just have Frank shoot it and call it a day, and let's just wrap this up. That's basically what happened. Okay, I just felt there should have been more. I mean, these characters, there's so much backstory between them. It should have ended on a more like a satisfying note. It's just like okay, it was anticlimactic in my opinion. So that happened. And then with the John Pilgrim stuff, that was just what? We get this crazy shootout at the hotel. John Pilgrim plus a fucking shotgun with like a huge magazine, like a clip on it. Insane shootout. He takes the girl. Then Frank wants to do the exchange with the senator's son. He fights John Pilgrim. They have like this junkyard brawl. Where we beat the shit out of each other with chains and pipes and all this bullshit. They don't kill each other. Instead, he spares them because he has sons, and Frank Kessel has principles. Damn it! The moment you say, "I have kids," my wife is expecting on December 1st. No, on December 25th, baby, Christmas. So you can't kill me, Frank. The Punisher gonna let you live. I just. Yeah, so that happened. Instead, he kills the senator's dad. Well, he don't kill her. He kills the bitch wife. He's like, "Yeah, bitch wife of yours." Yeah, he shoots her. um, Senator kills himself. I believe he killed himself. They walk away, and that's it. Everything gets all nicely tied up in a bow tie, and then that's the end of Punisher season 2. Like I said, enjoyable. It was okay. I enjoyed it. Not the greatest in my opinion. That's just me. If you love this season, hey, totally get why. More action, more bloodbath to the max. Action, which was great, which was the best fucking parts. But then like I said, the storyline wasn't as interested. I wasn't as invested with these new characters. This John Pilgrim guy should have just fucking stayed in Amish country or wherever the fuck he came from. Because seriously, it just became an afterthought. I didn't care about his character, his motivations, all that shit. It was just like, who cares? And then the way Billy Russo went out, that was another thing that bummed me out. We didn't get to see him at his full Jigsaw potential with the fucked up scars and being this homicidal maniac, like really delving into that crazy psychotic character. I thought we would at least get that if he were to survive, and I thought they were at least gonna end it on that note, cancellation or no cancellation. But it really feels like the writers knew they were being canceled, so they were figuring out ways halfway through the season, writing the script for each episode. We gotta figure out a way to really wrap up this story because this will probably be the last one, and this is what we got, guys. So like I said, I enjoyed it. There are some standout moments, but overall, the storyline wasn't the greatest in my opinion, and yeah, that's how I feel about it. 7.5 out of 10 for the Punisher season dose. I still think Jon Bernthal makes the best Punisher, and I loved the last shot of the final episode of the season, episode 13, where the gang members meet in the warehouse. Hey, you called me, bro? No, I called you. Well, what's up, homie? Yeah, what's up? Why didn't we get more of that? I wanted to see more of that. The Punisher, full costume with two fucking machine guns, just blah 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 blah. We should have got more of that. But anyway, that's my opinion, guys. Those are my thoughts on season 2 of The Punisher. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this season. Did you love season 2 more than season 1? What did you think about the storyline? What did you think about the characters? What do you think about Jon Bernthal as the Punisher? And what do you think about the potential that the Punisher may not return for season 3? I wish they would do a season 3. If any Netflix Marvel show needed to be renewed, it's this one. This one. Seriously, guys. Let me know if you're finding my channel for the first time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like if you want. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.